Good afternoon. It is August 15th, 2022. And here's what we're looking at for today. We got two measured legs up, really. We're starting to go higher, but after we hit that measured move, there was a little sell-off, two legs of correction, and some sideways stuff. So who knows, maybe the next 20 minutes it'll continue to rock it up, but here's what we have for now. I'm sure if you measure from the midline to, you can see the midline. That happens a lot too. You'll get measured moves of that. But in the overnight, you can see we were trending down. We get this break and what I believe was one leg down to a new low. Then we just trended up, made a new high, got what looks like about two legs of correction to a new low. Let's see if, this low and this low are lower than this one. So two legs to a new low, then we get one, that leg up into a flatter channel, and that's when we hit the measured move. So let's talk about the trades. I don't think there were any shorts in this. I think 5 o'clock comes like somewhere in here. So technically, actually, this is a failure. But with that one tick higher, I'm probably not gonna look at it that way. It looks like looks like we're ranging for the most part. You can see that very, very flat channel. So I'm not too crazy about that, especially after we didn't make it to these lows. But that does work out. Why don't I mark that aggressive? I also just don't like how much risk that is. Let's see. 56.25. So that's about 5 points. But anyway, we come down, we bounce, and we reverse towards the open. And your failure comes up here, so you don't want to take that too far from the EMA. And then we're just working sideways, and you just got to sit through all this. You get a second entry right here, but this is so congested, we don't know what's happening. Then you get a higher low and a failed second entry short, but it's still congested. You can see the rejection coming in. But I marked this because it's confirmation of this trend channel, and you might want to take that. But definitely aggressive. We keep moving higher. This looks like a reversal to me. I'm going to mark this one green too, though, because we haven't made it to the top of this channel. And now, after this swing high, it looks like that midline is accurate. So if that midline is accurate, we don't know if this channel is going to hold. But it does. And that also looks congested. We go to the top of it, overshoot it just a little bit, and that's when they create the second entry long trap. This does not look like two legs of correction yet, so that's one way you could have kept out of this. This looks like one leg of correction. So from that one leg of correction, we get one move higher, a second move higher, and then it fails for the second leg. And you can see this leg and this leg, it pretty much creates a measured move. Well, if you put it at this high, it's close. But I think what happens is we get one leg down, one leg, two legs of correction, and then the second leg down. So and this trap, I forgot to talk about this. Again, this looks like one leg down. So with that first leg, second leg of correction, that's how you can stay out of that. This is looking, we also got a break of the channel, and we're on both sides of the EMA. So think about that. You can see we don't hit the bottom of this channel. In fact, we bounce off this midline, which you could have had drawn if you extended the overnight highs from here to up here. And you would have seen this was why prices were bouncing. We get a double test on that midline. And really from back here, it's like a triple test. I don't think you want to take that. But when you do get the higher low, that also looks like a failed second entry short, and you see all that, I think you got to take that. You see these measured legs of correction. You see that we have a break of the of this correction. I think that's when you take it. And I mean, really, we got a break up here, so you could look at that as one leg, two legs down. It's, if you see all that, that's a good entry. We make this double top, one leg of correction, two legs of correction. So if you see all that, after this double top, you get a failure. You might take that. I'm just concerned because I would just be concerned because the bias is up, and you're going into that midline, which has held prices. So, maybe we might tick lower and test these highs again. It's just a range. You got to be careful. First entry, second entry, but this isn't really, I'm not looking for shorts yet. We come down here and you get this. I just marked this because it looks like a failed breakout. And I think there would be 67.25. Yeah, so there's enough for, there's enough room back to the EMA. You can see it hits the EMA and it sells off a little bit. That's people taking their profits. And then it rockets up. So this could be a failure right here, but on my chart, looks like one leg up. And this doesn't really look like a second entry long, but it is. I kind of looked at it as a failure. Why did I give this blue? Oh, okay, because we have this leg of correction, a second leg. We made that new low, and you can see there's a lot of buying momentum in here. So not just that it's a failed second entry short and a second entry long, but all this other information, I think that's a blue. Especially you got room to these highs. Yeah, it's a little congested, but I think prices were trying to go higher. And that's a really nice move up. We get an overshoot that leads to a break. You get this second entry, but I'm not crazy about that. It looks, first of all, we just had an overshoot, but this just looks like one leg down to me. So when you get this is actually a failure. But I looked at it as a higher low from the second entry. And it confirms this flatter channel up. I think you got to take that one. You get a double bottom, first entry, failed second entry short. I just don't like we didn't make it to the high of this channel, but that's probably good. Come up into this congestion. We correct here. It's just the first entry. I mean, you could argue all of this congestion is a new low. First entry, failed second entry, you might, but I just didn't like that we were going into this. Maybe this would be some met with some resistance. Make this new high. First entry, second entry long. Well, you can see we had a sharp move up, a flatter channel into a break. So you got to be very picky, and this looks like one leg down. You get this second leg down, it's just going sideways, so that's weak. The sellers are weak. And then you get this reversal pattern. You get a failure right here. Doesn't set up well, though, and we get this higher low. You might consider that on a day like today, but we just hit that measured move, so I think you're best sitting out, and that's what a lot of people are doing, you can see. So that's what I saw for today. Let's take one last look. You know what? Let's take a look at the, I'll pause the video. Let's take a look at the daily chart. So here's the daily chart. I have this new channel in yellow. I'll delete it in a second, but you can see there could definitely be some people playing it like that. You can see the midline has some relevance. Look at right here. See how it closes perfectly above this the yellow channel's midline a couple times and bounces off it. So I'm sure plenty of people are playing it that way. I like this. I know Mack has his drawn differently. This is my theory, is that we had this overshoot down here and we're just you know, that led to a break, so we're just going this way. It could be this way too, where we've already had a break and we had what appears to be two legs down. So now we could just be reversing. But no matter what, you just gotta stay on your toes because anything can happen. All right, I'll be back tomorrow.